my channel. Oh my god, it's been a really long time since I've done a video for this channel. I'm going to scoot forward a little bit. Okay, now I feel better, like I'm in frame a little bit more. So before we get on to what the video is about, which is down there, go check out Let's Talk Music. I put a little thing up here somewhere. Don't know what this was all about. And my new video over there, which is my interview with Regional One, a second interview I've done with them, and they were freaking awesome. I just want to thank them again real quick. Go watch it, go like it, go subscribe to this channel, like this channel, amazing stuff, okay? Let's get on with it, shall we? So as you can see from the title down below, let's talk Heartstopper. And even more than just Heartstopper, let's talk about being bi, okay? For those of you who don't know, I identify at the moment as bisexual. I say at the moment because recently I've been so fucking confused about my sexuality. I'm definitely not straight. So I'm just going to stick with the bi thing for a moment and talking about Heartstopper. First of all, how bloody amazing is it? Secondly, spoilers! So yeah, if you don't want spoilers, click off, come back when you've watched it. But if you haven't watched it yet and you're like, I don't want spoilers, good luck, because they're everywhere, especially if you're on TikTok and you're scrolling through YouTube, they're literally everywhere. So good luck. But on that note, also, why haven't you watched it yet? On that note, oh my god, let's talk about it. It's so wholesome and fun and to watch, and it's like this like massive roller coaster ride. I'm going to talk about some of my favourite scenes, and then I'm going to go into a bit about Nick's character and why I identify with him so much. And from what I've just said, you're probably going to understand why. So let's get on with it. Gosh, okay, so my favourite scenes and some of my favourite characters. Nick is actually one of my favourite characters, and I just think that's because I identify with his journey a little bit. But if we sway away from that for a minute, my other favourite characters in the show, other than Nick, have to be Tori. It's like the ultimate big sister. Like, no one talks enough about Tori. Like, she's not in that many scenes, but she's the ultimate, like, I'm a big sister, I'm here for you. Like, especially the scene where, and if you've seen it, obviously you'll know, where Charlie's really upset and he's just like, I think everyone would be better off without me, and she's like, you don't make my life miserable. I don't know the exact words. And they hug and she's like, I can make us some pizza. Ugh, she's just the best big sister like on the planet, and I don't think she gets enough credit, and her acting is amazing. I've not actually like it just I don't think people notice her at all, and I'm like, why not? I'm gonna sit back a little bit because I feel like I'm right in your face. Like, sorry, I will carry on. I don't think people. What I was trying to say is, I don't think people notice her enough. People go out for the main characters and go, I like this person, I like that person, I like this person. But let's talk about Tori. Like, she is, other than Nick, my favourite character. And my other favourite character has to be Elle. I think that she's that glue that keeps that friendship together. She is so like level-headed, and like when there's Tao and Charlie stuff going on, she's on Tao's side and Charlie's side, and she's kind of in the middle, and she's just like trying to keep the peace, and she's like, but it's okay, things good changes a lot, and she's just so friendly and loving, and I feel like if I met her in real life, like as a person in real life, I could just go up to her and be like, hi Marie, and she'd be like, hi, and and they're not characters that get talked about a lot. They're not. I just there. Now I'm gonna add my favourite scenes. Okay, so my first like favourite scene is probably the milkshake cafe where Nick starts to come out to people. So it's the whole episode, girls, actually, where Nick's kind of starting to come out to people a little bit, where he's like, he tells Tara and Darcy, and then he like at the milkshake cafe he tells Elle, and he's like, okay, well we thought it'd be cool to go on a, and he slyly gets in there with like, oh, we thought it would be cool to go on a triple date, and Elle's like, wait, what? And he like slowly is coming to terms with the fact that he's like, actually, do you know what? I like Charlie, and Charlie shouldn't have to hide it, I shouldn't have to hide it, but he's getting there like in little baby steps, and that is like the cutest thing on the planet. And when they're like stood at the bar and he's like, we should share drinks because we're on a date. Oh, it's my favourite episode out of all of them, especially because he wants to support Charlie in his little concert thing. And he's like persistent, he goes and he supports him. He's like, no, I want to support you, I want to be there. And my heart is just like, and I'm single as well, by the way, so I'm like, this is not fair. My last favourite scenes, and no, like I love the whole thing. My other favourite scenes is the last episode where they're on the beach and they're just laying with each other on the beach, and then he obviously is like confirms that they're boyfriends, and I think it's really funny because it's like when Charlie's obviously a bit insecure because of the things that have happened before, and he's like, so are we boyfriends? And he just like has that little laugh like, yes, and just to that reassurance in Charlie's face. Sorry, I can't. Oh, I've watched it 8 times, and it's probably not going to be the last time I watch it. But yeah, that's got to be my favourite part. The fact that Nick always seems to be there to reassure Charlie, to be like, you don't, like, with the S word, and I can relate to that because I say sorry a lot as well, and I've got friends that are like, you apologise a lot, stop saying sorry. So when Nick's like, no, we don't say sorry, I'm like, yeah, I think I get that. But I kind of get that from Charlie's point, because and then when Charlie's like, I kind of want to say it, and Nick's like, don't. I've been in positions where I've been like that, and I've been like, I kind of want to say it, and my friends are like, no, no, and I say it, and you'll be like, I'm sorry for saying sorry. That's really cool. So that's kind of something else I can relate to in the show. Let's go back to me relating to Nick, and I've talked a little bit about this on my TikTok, but I'm gonna open up about it, and if I cry, I apologise, if I get emotional, I apologise. So when I first came out as bi to my friends, by the way, it's a bit more of a recent journey to family and trying to explain stuff, but to my friends, I was 14 or 15, I think I was 15, and I'm not sure, I was like year 10, so I was like Charlie's age, and I just remember feeling really strange. I remember I knew I had attraction for girls, and I knew I had attraction for guys. At the time, I had a boyfriend, I believe. I either had a boyfriend or I was like, yeah, no, I definitely had a boyfriend. Um, and I was like just feeling this whole journey of like, why can't I choose? So I think Nick goes through this, of like, it should be girls or it should be boys, there shouldn't be an in between. And I opened up on my TikTok actually, and this is quite a big thing for me to say, but I actually, when I was going through the journey of like, okay, I'm bi, and discovering my sexuality, didn't know bisexuality was a thing. I had to research it. I did the whole am I gay quiz, am I a lesbian quiz, and I still just wasn't sure. I was there like, I couldn't get out of my head. I was like, I just was so freaking confused. The moment in Heartstopper where Nick has that little tear coming out of his eyes made me cry. Because I cried. I sat there on my laptop. I'm gonna get emotional. Just give me a minute. And I just thought I was so abnormal. I was like, what is this? Why can't I just choose? Am I a lesbian or am I straight? And so I realised you didn't have to choose. And yeah. I'm getting emotional, and I don't want to get too emotional. Um, and I just, that whole journey is so relatable to me because it's realistic. That whole journey of he's so confused, because it is, I think it's slightly more confusing, and I'm not saying that gay people don't go through this, because they do, and I respect that, but I think with something like bisexuality, it's really confusing, because you almost tether yourself down the line of I should be gay or I should be straight, and you forget that there's an in between. I think it's way more accepted now, and it's easier to just be bi now than it is to be gay sometimes, I think. Um, but but that doesn't mean that it's easy to figure it out in your head, or your sexuality in your head. Like I said recently, I've rethought my sexuality. I'm re-exploring it a little bit. I don't really know if I want to put a label on it. At the moment, the label I would say to someone if they asked would probably be bi still, but I don't know if that's completely true to me at the moment, and I'm going through that journey again. Like I'm going through that like up and down journey that Nick goes through in the show again for the second time, and it's emotionally draining. So I don't know if I want to put a label on it. I just want to like who I like. I just want to love who I love. At the moment, currently single, so it doesn't really matter. Um, but yeah, I just needed to talk about that. And one thing I did want to pick up on as well is like people seem to think that it was easy being bi, and it's not always the case. Like you can see in Heartstopper with Nick's storyline, it's just so stressful to just try and figure it out. But also, like I hid being bi from, so I most of you would know I'm an ex cheerleader. I hid being bi from that team because I didn't want the girls in that team to think that I was like hitting on them because we have to stunt and stuff. And I think I would have been the same if I was gay. Um, I still don't know if any of them knew up until now. I mean, if they're watching this, then you now know, guys, I was bi. But there was awkward conversations when, so we used to do these awards ceremonies towards the end of the year, like where we'd all dress up, we'd all go and we'd get like little awards for our team, like most improved flyer or whatever. And we were discussing it at training, and our coach at the time, he turned around and he said, "Oh yeah, yeah, bring your boyfriend," and then he went, "Or your girlfriend," like as in to say like I don't mind, you know, whatever. And then all the girls kind of laughed and went, "Huh, none of us are gay." And I stood there really quiet, and one of the girls turned up to me and went, "You're not gay, are you? You didn't have a girlfriend." And I was like, and I actually still in that moment, and at the time I was 21, 22 maybe, and I turned around and covered myself and went, haha, no, I've got two children. I couldn't be gay, right? And they just laughed, and I don't think any of them wanted to make anyone on that team feel uncomfortable being like LGBT. Um, but I did feel really uncomfortable, and I think, and it wasn't intentional, I don't think. I feel like if I was to have turned around and been like, well, actually, I've got a girlfriend, they would have been fine. But from that moment, just because of those little words, and I have to reiterate as well that they were teenagers. So when you're going through that teenage stage, I think it's easier to just laugh it off and be like, oh, no one's gay. Um, I felt so uncomfortable, and I felt like I should never get a girlfriend within this cheerleading time because I didn't feel like I could bring her to anything. I didn't feel like if I had a girlfriend I could bring her to a cheerleading competition because everyone had just made the point that no one on this team is gay or bi, or, and I was like, and instead of just going on, just being honest like I would have done with like anyone else or any other situation, I was like, no, I can't be gay, can I? I've got two children, which was true. I did have two children. But instead of being like, I'm not gay, but I'm bi, I just made it really uncomfortable for myself, and it was really, really difficult. And I think, like, I want to reiterate, like I've said, I don't think it was intentional, but I did feel uncomfortable. And I wanted to open up about that. And I mean, it's not always easy. It's not. And the journey is hard. And I want to thank Heartstopper for being positive about everything. Just being positive about it. There's so many good things about it. I recommend it to anyone. And thank you, Kit Connor, for playing a really good bi person that's really confused. Because emotionally, I'm not saying everyone else was bad. Everyone else was amazing. I just want to reiterate, like you're all amazing actors. Joe, amazing at Charlie. Like that amazing innocent. Like you've got that innocent like Charlie thing going on. But I just needed to say well done to Kit because I think that's the bit that hit me the most, and I guess it's just a personal journey, isn't it? Like, other people are going to relate to Elle, other people are going to relate to Tara or Darcy. You know, some people might relate to a little bit of everyone. So yeah, for that personal journey, if you haven't watched Heartstopper yet, go watch it. And then also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, press that notification button, do all the likes and the comments and all that shiz. Follow me on Instagram. Do all of the stuff and follow my other channel. Again, there's a thing somewhere. And thank you guys for watching, and I hope it's helped. And you know, if you feel like you need a chat, because you're struggling with your sexuality, pop up, I'll chat with you. And if this video helps you, well, right, but yeah, bye!